Welcome back to a brand new episode of TVGP's Critical Misses. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always, Moonpair.
Hello.
We're here for our third and definitely final, third and likely final movie of the season. I'm not going to make those promises anymore after our Alien season.
Uh-huh.
It just
Alien quadrilogy.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
and the Deadpool and Wolverine season. We're gonna see where it goes. We're gonna
Yep.
follow our bliss. Um,
Yes.
Yeah. This episode here, John Wick, Chapter 4, the,
Yep.
at time of
And
recording, most recent John Wick movie.
yes, despite the fact that literally after we did the production meeting for this season. Go listen to us on Patreon if you're not a
Mm-hmm.
patron and you're listening on the free feed. That is patreon.com/E1M1.
Also, E1M1.cash.
Yes. And those ones are numbers.
That's right.
And if you listen to the production meeting, that was recorded before they announced that Chapter 5
Yep.
exists and is being worked on.
Yep. Like usual with the show, it was like 2 days later of like, there's another one. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Don't
So
worry, that
much.
won't come out until 2027.
Yeah,
We're
check
fine.
out the next catch-up season in a couple of years here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Boston.
Oh no. Yes.
I haven't seen this one, so I don't know about this one.
Okay.
This is the one I haven't seen for this season.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to ask you the Fast and Furious questions, though.
Uh-huh.
What happened in John Wick 1, 2, and 3?
Okay, so John Wick 1, they kill his dog and his
Uh-huh.
wife. Both?
No, his wife dies of
That's right.
terminal disease,
That's right. Okay. Kills the dog.
which was a gift from his wife. That's that
That's
connection.
right. That's right. Here, it's coming back to me now. I'm getting there. Um
Daisy.
the
Daisy was that poor puppa's name.
Daisy, that's right. There's that incredible scene of like we kill John Wick's dog and the boss guy's like, "Oh no." Um and then he shoots everybody and
Yes.
kills them all. Um, and then
Yep. Dinner
he's
reservations for 7, please.
that's right. That's right. Um, I don't even remember how that movie ends.
Really? Okay, so John Wick 1, the dog gets killed.
Yep.
We get the hype man scene,
Yep.
which is one of the greatest pieces of cinematic movie making done in a long time.
Hmm.
With the pencil, pencil.
So good.
Um, he then goes and destroys the cadre of evidence and blackmail that they have that's kept in the church. He
Uh huh.
then proceeds to do an assault against the entire Russian mafia,
True.
which ends with him literally walking up to Vigo.
Hmm.
No, Vigo's the dad, the kid. He walks up to the son as the son starts complaining, and he just pops him, very much
That's
like
that's right.
Dwayne the Rock Johnson in Fast Five, where it's
Yep.
like, oh, you don't even get to talk. I'm just gonna pop you and walk away.
Yep.
And he gets his revenge for the dead dog, and then he saves the other dog from the pound when it
True.
was
Right.
about to get put down.
Yeah. 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 Dog number two. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Santa's little helper number two. Yep. 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 Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Santos El Halpa, thank you very much.
That's right.
I know my Simpsons references.
That's right.
What happened in John Wick 2, Boston?
Hey, bro, I don't remember. That's the one I don't remember at all.
I don't remember 3,
Okay.
because I'm pretty sure 2 is the one where the brother, he has to he gets the mark called in on him.
Yeah, there's that incredible scene of like all the switchboard operators calling in the marks and doing all the.
No, that's the end of 2 when he gets excommunicado.
Yeah, that's
I'm
cool
talking
as
about
hell,
like
man.
the watch scene where it's
Right.
like a pocket watch looking thing, except it's a bloody thumbprint on the mark, and he has to go and
Yeah.
kill the dude's sister who works for the table.
Right.
It's also
The
the
table.
Samayer scene,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, oh, you're looking for something a bit punchy at the end of the night? Okay, may I recommend this shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
And it's
It's a pretty good
fantastic.
one.
It's a great scene.
Yeah.
3 is the one with Hal Berry, I believe.
Yes. Wasn't Ruby Rose in that too? She the
That's the
assassin
second
that
one.
okay. The assassin that doesn't have any speaking lines, mute in the movie, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
Speaks in sign language.
That's right. That was cool. Yeah.
Yes, that is the second one because
Okay.
she's the bodyguard of the brother, who he then
Yeah.
kills while he gets excommunicado because he kills him while he's in the Continental.
Mm-hmm. 2 is the
And
one
then
where they're in that incredibly cool looking mansion building. They're like slamming each other through glass walls and
think that's 3.
I remember these all perfectly.
Because 3 is the one where he's trying to get back at to the table,
Right.
and the like. 3 is the one with the fanboy assassin guy. That's the glass fight.
Okay. Yep, that's right. Yep. Because at the end of 2,
Uh,
he's like you said, he's excommunicado, and like all the
mhm.
assassins at the end of 2 are kind of like everybody in the town turns
Yeah,
towards
it's got a
him.
cool stinger where everyone looks at him and
He starts
the
booking it.
manager of the Continental is like, "Look, I can give you an hour. That's it. You got
Yeah.
an hour.
Yep.
Good luck." Winston. Winston's that guy's name.
Right. Right.
And then yes, 3 I believe is the one where the Continental puts up the fight against the table because the
Right.
table is determined to burn it down. I think I don't
You have
know.
Ian McShane and Lance Reddick holding down the fort.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, what happens in John Wick Chapter 4?
Oh boy.
How did John Wick 3 end? John Wick 3 I think is the one that ends with him getting shot by Winston and knocked off the top of the building, and that
Yes.
cool the cool I think they are Ace actress
Mm-hmm.
or non-binary actor
Like drags
they
him somewhere.
are no, they are the ones who are doing the investigation into the Continental. Hold on. I'm
Right.
gonna
Yeah, because the whole
I'm gonna
like
pull this up.
continental versus the table seemed to be the thing that was gonna grow past the third movie.
Yes, Asia Kate Dillon,
Okay.
who is the adjudicator,
The adjudicator. That's
the
cool as
suit and the
hell.
briefcase, and
Yep.
goes to both the Continental and the Bowery King.
Oh man, they were cool as hell in that movie. Jeez.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
They are fantastic, and
Yeah.
pretty sure they are non-binary, so
Right.
no identifying
Yeah.
usage other than they them, I believe. And it leans into it as well in all performances that they're in, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Everything they're in, they are referred to as non-binary, which, hey, it's not that difficult, folks.
Yep. It's pretty easy.
Ugh,
Yeah.
stupid people. Not Asia K.
Not
Dillon,
the actor,
other
but
people.
yeah.
Yes, the other people.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I'm pretty sure that ended.
I think that was the stinger at the end of 3 of like,
Yeah, the Bowery King, I think, kidnaps John Wick, and he's
yeah,
got like the 7 slices and scars and stabby things from the adjudicator
right.
on their face. It's like, do you want to get revenge? And it's like, yes, yes, I do, and so on and so forth,
Wasn't that Lawrence
and whatever.
Fishburne? Was the Bowery King?
He's the Yes, he's
Yeah.
the Bowery King.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. I think that's where that movie ends. So I'm
Yes.
assuming this movie is kind of John Wick taking the fight to and shooting up all of the table.
I'm assuming so.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you one person who's in this because I've seen clips of it.
Okay.
Donnie Yen is in this movie.
Oh dang, that's cool as hell. Donnie Yen's great.
Uh-huh.
We also do know that Lance Reddick is in here because I think this is his
I
final.
think this is his
No,
final
he's
performance.
one
Yes.
more as like a Norse god. He sadly passed away a couple of years ago. I think it's this and one other movie is his final roles here. I'm assuming Ian McShane is also in this because he was in 3 as the like head of the
Yeah, he's Winston. He's the head of the Continental.
Yeah, the Continental. Yeah. So I'm assuming he's still in this. I don't think 3 wrote him out.
No, he got given back the Continental by the adjudicator
Oh, that's right.
because he shot John Wick, and
Gave
John
him a
Wick fell
little
off the
good
roof
job, little
in that,
buddy.
and
Here you go.
yes,
Yeah.
and the adjudicator was like, John Wick is gone. And it's like, well, and it's a great loss for all of us. And it's like, no, no, you don't understand. The body is gone. Oops.
Yep. Wink.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I these are movies that I feel like when you see people reacting to them on social media, it isn't I can't believe where they went with the story. It's usually I can't believe how many dudes this dude shot.
Yes, that seems to be the go-to of these
Yeah.
movies. Is the story's kind of okay. It's very basic and bare bones, but hey, guess what? It's directed, written, and everything else by a former stunt guy.
Right.
So yeah. Do you know who Chad is, by the way, the director of the movie?
Mm-mm.
I can't remember if we discussed this in the original, like
We probably did.
Chad Stahelski, or however you say their last name. He was Keanu Reeves' stunt double in The Matrix and lead like
That's
stunt
right.
coordinator for The Matrix,
Right, 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 right.
and is also in The Matrix 4 as the. Have you seen The Matrix 4?
No, I need to watch it.
Okay, so in that movie, there's a moment where Trinity is married with kids,
Okay.
and the person she's married to is Chad Stahelski, which is just an absolutely
That's
hilarious
really
like
good.
little reference for the people who know.
Yep. Oh man. Yeah, so like I it seems like they have the same filmmaking crew together. So I expect it to kind of have the same kind of secret sauce that the other 3 had. I think we both
I
really
mean,
liked the other 3.
we did, but we also, I seem to remember by the time we got to 3, we were like, yo, Keanu's old at this point, dude. Like,
Yeah.
he is slowing down. There is very clearly sequences here which, like, no offense to Keanu, but, like, the Asian cast members are so much faster and clearly
Yeah.
slowing down on his behalf because they have lifetime training in this kind of, like, movie
Right.
making. It's like, okay, I get it. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, yes, come on.
Yeah, like how much longer can you do these kind of movies other than you finally kind of flipping that switch to being like, okay, John Wick has returned from being out of the game forever and he's old now. It's John Wick 5. Like because Keanu Reeves,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, is still going to be doing the majority of his own kind of action and stunt work in this one, like the previous ones.
I mean, it's probably, and like that's the scary part for me is like, is he? And he's good. He's a great actor. He's a
Yeah.
great performer.
He's
He
in
is
way
like
better shape than I have ever or will ever be in my entire life. So, like,
100%.
yeah.
And he does things that are just incredible, like
Yep.
regardless. And he seems to be one of the nicest people that have ever existed too.
Yes.
Just to as of recording, Keanu Reeves is not in wrong, and
That's
I'm
right.
gonna I'm
I
gonna
hate
put
that we
that
have to say.
caveat in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I do have to say I am excited for this movie. I feel like um the word from people watching this in it came out in 2023 was sort of like it's still good, but maybe I'm okay without another one for a little bit. I think the kind of not exhaustion, but the sort of level that we get sometimes with the Fast Saga movies, where it's like, all right, that was good, but like I'm okay for another couple of years. Like we don't need one of these every. It doesn't need to be like a Madden game where it's like once a year. Let's do this.
I mean, pass the torch.
Sure, yeah,
Give me like I mean, hopefully chapter 5 is them passing the torch to a different crazy legendary psychotic assassin who works in the gray areas. Like
hmm
that would be great.
yeah. I'm I'm
I
I'm a little curious slash worried about where you kind of go from this one. I'm also, based on the other two movies from this season, a little worried about if this one is going to complete the trifecta of just playing the hits.
greatest hits.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
Oh, I adopted another dog. Oh no, the dog died. And it's like, bro, come on, man. Like,
Uh-huh.
what are we, what are we doing here? So hopefully, this is the movie to kind of break that accidental season theme that we have here. Um,
Well, I know. Along with Chapter 5, there is another announced John Wick project. I don't know if you know about this one or not.
an animated thing I thought I saw.
Not that one. That one got announced too.
Oh, okay.
No, a different one.
Hmm.
Um, which is the ballerina, which is the part of the John Wick universe I'm very interested in, which is the Romana, like people that he came from, like the people that he went back
Oh,
to go back to the desert and meet the table again.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, right,
Like his whole background that we don't know anything about, like the
right.
tattoo on his back and everything like that. That comes from the Roma slash gypsy slash traveling
Hmm.
people's culture that he was from.
Is this a
And I
prestige TV
believe
show?
no, it's a
Okay.
movie.
Whew, thank God.
And it's in the John Wick universe.
Interesting. Okay. Maybe that's how you pass the torch a little bit of like,
I
here's
mean,
a
fingers
younger John
crossed,
Wick.
because like Angelica Houston's back and she was the
Mm-hmm.
leader of the Roma people.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Lance is in that too. I know, and Ana de Armas, the actress's name is just confusing to me.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in too much, but I think she's supposed to be good.
She's the ballerina in question.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
So yes, there is yet more uh John Wick stuff to
Hmm.
pull from. Oh, she was Joy in Blade Runner. That's why I know her face.
Oh, right, 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 right. I guess maybe this movie will determine how excited I am about the idea of more John Wick. Of like, yeah, the
Uh-huh.
ballerina, like, sign me up for a spin-off, or like, no, I think I'm good. I don't need to see that. I don't mean to go into something like this sort of pessimistically, but I think there
No,
is a bit of a concern.
we are going into this pessimistically because we just did two movies, which was all about the banging hits of the previous like movies in the franchise.
Yep. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
If that's bad, wait until we watch the Mission Impossible duo that we have
Oh my
coming down.
God. Yeah. I can't even imagine the like 2.5 hour like goodbye to these movies that are just gonna check every single box.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy. All right. Any final thoughts here for John Wick Chapter 4?
Not off the top of my head.
Excited to watch it.
Yes?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Yeah. Tentatively excited, I think. Yeah. All right.
Yes.
On that super pumped note, let's go watch the movie.
Yep.
All right, Moon, we're back. From the first movie in a long time, we haven't checked the runtime of, and got a heck of a surprise.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
thought this would
Yes,
be
indeed,
like a
we did.
hot 90 minutes, maybe stretching to 2 hours. Nope,
Nope.
nope. About a hot 2 hours and 40 something minutes. Wow.
Uh, wh- when we watched the Aliens movies, the
Yeah.
Aliens, second one specifically, did we watch the version that had Newt's family doing the radio and then her big scream before?
I don't think
Like
we.
did it have the whole plot line of like the colonists before things went bad
I don't
in
think we
there?
did. 'Cause wasn't that like the director's cut? I don't
I
remember.
believe it
I don't
was.
think we did, but couldn't tell you 100% sure.
Okay, I'd have to go back and listen to it because part of the whole thing with that version of that movie is like I've heard James Cameron talk about it, and he's basically said like we need to trim it down. We can just cut the entirety of Reel 2, which is that entire sequence.
Okay. Sure.
And they did, and they cut that out of the cinematic release. I believe it is better with it in the movie, but it
Mm.
does add like a good 30 minutes onto the movie. There's a particular sequence in this movie that I think you could just cut the whole thing out, and it's
Okay.
a better movie for it because it goes for about 45 minutes.
Oh man, do we want to just talk about it now?
I mean, sure, it's the card guy. I think his performance is
Oh.
incredible. His fighting is incredible, especially considering the guy's wearing a big suit.
Hmm.
Um, he's really quick. It's a really good, like, the fight sequences are great. Cut that entire section out of this movie,
That
please.
breaks my heart
You
because
do not.
I really liked that scene. Like,
I did too. Like his acting is fantastic,
yeah, the
but you don't
tension.
need the 45 minutes of combat around it.
See, here's my overall problem with this movie. It's not really it's the double-edged sword of John Wick Chapter 4 is that so much of this movie is given plenty of time to breathe. Like
Uh-huh.
we aren't sprinting. It's not like the first movie of the season where we're sprinting from fight to fight or car chase to car chase. Like there's so
Yes.
much time where people just get to talk, or you get to see the beautiful sets, or the, in one case about 2/3 of the way through the movie, the terrible CG during a car chase. Like you, all of
During a
this
car chase fight sequence and extended sequence all around one specific location, which is
done
horrifically blue screened.
and done way better in another movie that we liked quite a bit, which is a real bummer seeing that here. But like, I really liked that this movie did get a chance for. It's not this like kind of Marvel movie like pew pew pew. Everybody's talking over each other. It's everything so fast. It's like now we're gonna sit here and we're gonna have
Mhm.
a chat. Like there's gonna be a lot
Yeah.
of quiet moments, and I do really like that. And I think that helps this movie a lot. But I think when you get
But
but I think when you get past the halfway point of the movie, I'm sort of like, this is all still really good, but where are we going? Like where are we know what
uh-huh.
the finish line is. I still have an hour of movie. Like how are we?
It's not even an hour, dude. It's an hour and 49 minutes.
It's
Because
a lot.
when he meets back up with the Romas,
Mhm.
there's literally an hour and 45 to go.
I was thinking more of the like very cool scene on the rooftop of flipping the cards and setting the terms for
Oh,
the
that's a
duel.
really good
And
sequence.
I was like,
Yes.
okay, perfect. We're at this place. We got the time. We got the guns. We're gonna do that tomorrow, right? And John Wick's like, I got one more thing to do. And I was like, perfect. It's a how long is the rest of us?
Uh-huh.
How much are we? What are we doing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
breaking the fourth wall here.
Mm,
We're recording this on Easter Sunday.
yes.
Did you ever eat so much chocolate that you just felt sick afterwards and you're just like, no, this is too much?
Yeah, that's been most of my life. Of like, man, this stuff. It's just so good. I couldn't. What? It's one more Oreo. It'll be fine. And then I'm like, blue, like green around the gills. Like, ugh. Maybe I'm too
Is
overstuffed.
Yes, maybe there's too much John Wick
Too
in this
much of a
movie.
good thing. The thing I keep trying to tell my kid. There is too much of
Uh-huh.
a good thing.
Yes.
I. It's really hard because, like, again, I did like this movie, and
Yeah,
I
me too.
probably
Clancy Jones is in this movie, which is just
yeah,
incredible. I was
I
like, okay.
I probably would have liked it more if I had watched it in two sittings. If I had like found an
Huh?
intermission point, but
Yeah, that definitely would have helped me.
watching it all through in the straight 3 hours is like that's okay. It's a lot. There's even an
Uh-huh.
post credits thing. Oh boy, you put all of it
Yeah,
in here.
and it's Clancy Brown. Sorry, not Clancy Jones.
Yes,
Clancy
Clancy
Brown
Brown.
is in this
God,
movie.
he's so good as the Harbinger. Number one,
Uh-huh.
Harbinger is still an incredibly cool word. You put Clancy Brown in that position, facing off Ian McShane. Incredibly cool.
They just have cool names for everybody. Everybody has a great title. The
Yeah.
Harbinger, the Adjudicator was the last one, I
So
believe.
good.
Like, yes,
The
please.
Marquis. That's the best
Mm-hmm.
title for a
Who's a
Skarsgård.
Skarsgård?
It's so good. Oh my god. He kills it in this movie, dude. He does
Dude,
so well.
I like as someone who wears jeans and a t-shirt. Like, I'm not a fit check guy. I'm like
No, yeah.
give me a t-shirt and a pair of jeans, and I'm good. But my word, the Marquis has got some fit in this
A
outfit.
lot of
Like,
three-piece suits. Oof.
like the red velvet like
Yep,
overcoat
that's
that
the
he
one.
wears in like the dinner scene. It's just like,
Mm-hmm.
mwah, chef's
I
kiss.
gotta.
I wish I was in shape and could pull
Yeah,
that off.
my immediate thing when they showed like a full shot of him is like, man, I gotta get in shape again. I'm not gonna.
Hmm.
Let's be clear. I can't afford that suit, but man, what if I could?
Uh-huh.
Oh
Oh,
man, yeah, yeah. I think, um, Shamir Anderson as Mr. Nobody, I think is
it's really good.
one of the better ones there of just this kind of uh
Waiting for the value to be just right kind of moments.
but also like genuinely kind of torn about like what he's wants to do and what he thinks is the right thing. um he's really, god, everybody is here, and of course Donnie Yen playing the blind assassin who
Kane. I mean,
Kane.
Kane, really?
it's hey man, everybody's got to have a cool name, but some of them are a little too on the nose.
I mean, yeah, that's
You know.
true. And Hiroyuki Sanada as the manager of the Osaka Continental is
Yep.
just
Osaka Continental is incredibly cool looking too. Like, well, part of it I think wasn't super cool looking. The like glass cases of Japanese history, sort of
oh, you
like,
mean the artifact room as I have
yeah,
called as I have dubbed it?
the grab some stuff for a fight room. Um,
Uh-huh.
like I that was sort of like, okay, but the rest of it is very very cool looking. I actually, speaking of that room, um, I was sort of surprised by how much funnier this movie was than my memory of the previous ones. Um, like there's that fight where he's fighting one of it, they're basically ninjas. He's fighting those ninjas, and the one keeps hitting the taiko drum over and over again. Um,
Uh-huh.
it's there's every once in a while there's stuff like that where I'm like, all right, that's pretty funny. Why this is I'm a little surprised here. You're kind of having a little
Uh-huh.
fun with it.
So I have to ask,
Okay.
because you brought the ninjas up.
Uh huh.
Um who are basically just the people from the last John Wick movie when they invade the Continental.
Yes.
Except they have the Japanese like masks on the bottom side of their faces instead
Yeah.
of like the
It's like a
the
wolf mask,
Americanized
dog
version.
mask, something like that.
Did we get the greatest hits? Because I feel like we got a little bit of the greatest hits in this movie, dude.
You know, honestly, going into this, that was obviously a concern of mine after the last two episodes of just sort of like, oh,
Uh-huh.
especially at 3 hours long and what appears to be the
Dude,
last John Wick movie. Is this just playing the hits again?
that's, it's not even the last John Wick movie.
I
They've
mean,
already
like,
announced Chapter 5.
yeah, but
Uh,
like, you know, for all intents and purposes,
based on the ending.
when it came
Yes.
out, is sort of like, okay,
Yes.
seems like we're done. And there's
But,
always like a wink that could be
yes.
possibly put in there.
I will 100% say I do think this has the greatest hit syndrome. I just think it handles it better than the last ones.
Yeah, I
The other two episodes this season. Because like when they showed up, I was like, okay, so this is John Wick 3
right.
when
We
they're
got the
invading the
ninjas again. Yeah,
Continental. Okay, okay, fine.
check.
And then he gets done it. He gets the chasing through the streets, and I was like, okay, that's John Wick 2,
Mm-hmm.
where everybody on the streets is trying to kill him. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and it just so happens that one of those gangs of assassins who tried to kill him, one of them happens to have a Mustang, a really good, high
Yes.
quality Mustang,
How
in
strange.
the middle of Japan,
Uh-huh.
which John Wick steals and then
Mm-hmm.
drives around in a whole, oh, sorry, in the middle of Paris, and he
Right.
steals that in and drives around, and then he was on a motorbike, and I was like, oh no,
Mm-hmm.
oh no, this is you're doing it better than the other two, but still,
Yeah.
this is still the greatest hits of the John Wick trilogy.
It's funny when he's racing through the streets of Paris with a Mustang, and I was just like, oh my god, we watched a Fast movie in this season. Oh boy, okay. Yep,
Uh-huh.
sure, sure. Um, but there's also like, there's a little bit of like playing the hits, but I think my like suspension of disbelief for this movie was stretched to its thinnest, especially like with the incredible number of times John Wick got hit by a car and was just like, oof, all right, that tickled, let's keep on going. It's like, I'm sorry, you just got
Dude,
like bounced between three of them like a pinball. What are you doing?
uh-huh. Like, I don't know what they did, but the extremely excellent stunt work with everything to do with the cars in that small
Mm-hmm.
sequence where he first gets the Mustang,
Mm-hmm.
where like he gets hit by the Mustang, then he's riding on it, and then that thing crashes into a blue van, and he goes sliding from the roof into the blue van.
Like
It's just like,
upside down.
oh,
Like,
it's so
oh,
painful. And then he does the same thing to somebody else,
uh,
where he sends them flying into a different blue van
right.
with the like spinning the car out, and it's just like, ow.
There are, I think, some of that stuff had a cool payoff though, because I think some of the stuff that I think is the most brutal in this movie is where John Wick like pushes somebody in front of a car, like when they're in that big roundabout. Um, he,
The big roundabout.
yes,
Put some respect
the
on
Arc
the
de
Arc de
Triomphe.
Triomphe,
Um,
please.
uh,
Thank you very much.
yeah, you know they built it for the second Top Gun movie, so they might as well show it in a different movie.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, that's a joke for anybody out there that hasn't. Maybe this is your first episode. Um, but like there were some incredible shots of him pushing people in front of cars or like people getting in front of cars and getting hit and being in the air, and as they're flipping John is just like blap
He
blap
does the
blap,
headshot.
yeah, like
Yeah.
in the air
Does a
as like
double tap in
tracking
the
them
air.
as they're
It's really
falling
good.
down. I was like,
It's really
man,
good.
that's pretty good. Like you got a
Yeah.
pretty good payoff here.
That was the best part of the Arc de Triomphe sequence. I
Yeah,
hated every other part of the Arc de Triomphe sequence,
it's such a
if I'm
bummer because
completely honest.
I think the stuff that these movies have really prided themselves on for
It's
all
so practical.
all four of them, like except for kind of that specific sequence, is not only the practical nature of it, but also like a Keanu Reeves doing the stunt work, having some of the best stunt work, having kind of really believable, kind of fluid fighting and gun work and stuff like that. And then to just put this overly long, like very blatantly CG scene in the middle of it where you didn't need to have it. Like you can have
No.
him fighting a bunch of gangs because it's essentially like waves of gangs coming at him on the back streets of Paris. Like it didn't need to be there. It didn't look
It
cool.
did not need to be the Arc de Triomphe.
No.
And the really funny thing about it is it's always shot from like a 45-degree angle looking down.
Yeah.
It's never actually really shot with the arc right
Right.
there. It's like, why name check something if you're just not gonna be able to shoot it in the actual shots?
Well,
Just
and compare that
do what
to
the Bourne series did and stick it in the back streets. Like,
right.
it's not that difficult.
Well, and like compare that to one of my favorite shots from the second. Well, it's not. Is it was it the Top Gun movie or was it one of the Mission Impossible movies with the arc? where it's this like long kind of tracking shot of him on the motorcycle going. It's on a motorcycle, so it's probably Mission Impossible.
It's a Mission Impossible.
But I just put two and two together for myself.
Yes.
But like this incredibly cool tracking shot as he's going around that road, and it's just like, man, that's super cool. And you shot, I don't know, a minute or two of footage, and that's about all you need to do. And I was like, yeah, cool. That's a cool
And
location.
like, if you're unaware of what the Arc de Triomphe is, the best representation of the Arc de Triomphe in cinematic history was the Griswold's family. What's that family movie called?
National Lampoon's
European
yeah, it's
Vacation.
probably European Vacation.
Where they're
yeah.
literally stuck in the roundabout at the Arc de Triomphe going, it's the Louvre, it's this, it's that, let's get on the exit lane. Nope, it's the Louvre, it's
pretty good
this, it's
scene.
that. Like, that is the most accurate representation because,
Yeah.
let me tell you, that place is not fun to be anywhere in a car near.
I wouldn't
period.
even attempt it. Yeah. But I think
So,
that for me is probably a low point of this movie. From like an extended fight sequence and the CGI standpoint, it's just sort of like you could have
and it goes on so long.
It really does.
That is my main issue with this movie is that, like, yeah, sure, fight sequences are cool, but oh boy, do they all seem to be 30 minutes long, consistently, again and again and again and again and again, and it's just like, guys, you've got 15 minutes of plot in this 2 hours and 49-minute movie.
Yeah.
Like, there's probably 15 minutes total plot.
And like for that scene specifically, I think I have found my limit of just random goons getting hit by cars where I'm like, okay, he gets hit by, oh yeah, by two cars. Wow, interesting, fascinating. Like, there's a lot more cool stuff in this movie. Let's keep moving from this. So
pretty much, yes. Yeah. So I will say, let's go back to Donnie Yen really quick. For a guy who's not blind, he sure fights like a blind man. I will say that right off the bat. He's so good, and his introduction when he's using the doorbells in the Osaka Continental, and like he moves it down. He's like, no, not this high. We'll put it down here instead.
Also,
like, Donnie Yen is incredible.
And the thing I like about his portrayal here in this movie is it almost feels like he's fighting at like half power or less, because he doesn't want to do this.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, and like he doesn't care about the high table. Like, he cares about saving his kid, but like that's really it. So he's not going to put 100% into it. He's not going to kill everybody if he doesn't have to. And I like that kind of like slow, lackadaisical kind of performance from him that I thought was really great.
Fantastic performance as well when he reads the card that he gets given with John Wick's name on it. And shout out to the special subtitles where it's going backwards. So it reveals Wick, and it just reveals like half of the end, and he stops.
That's so
and it's just like, yeah, that's such a good little thank you, special subtitles for being this way.
Like, we talked about the kind of fun subtitles we saw in the Fast saga in the first movie of the season. I especially like at the very end for the last subtitles where he says ashes, ashes, dust to dust, and they kind of they disappear and they dissipate at the end instead of just going away. And I was like, that's great. Like, you can have a little bit of fun with some of these subtitles. Like, I think in a lot of cases you just want regular white or yellow subtitles, but in a thing like this, like let's have a little bit of panache on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
What like normally we would kind of recap this entire movie, but there's just
so much fighting. There's too much fighting.
So much stuff in this movie that like you said, not a ton of plot, which I think isn't unexpected from a John Wick movie. That's not really the focus, but there's so many things happening at any time. It just, like, we didn't even talk about the leader of the Osaka Continental and his daughter, Akira, who's like in the background for the rest of the movie, and then like
Pretty much, yes.
is the additional post credit sequence. Um, like there's just
There's a lot going on,
there's
dude.
so
We
much.
might. I Why did they do Charon like that?
Yeah, like I think it's an interesting payoff because of the whole like what would you have written on your tombstone. Also, side note here, really tired of King. I Lawrence Fishburne is an incredible actor. I think he does a great job with King. He is in this movie like three scenes too many. I just the less of him I can see, the better.
The Bowery King, who's in a
Yeah.
grand total of 4 scenes, and you're saying he's in three too many?
Uh huh. Yeah. I my patience for him was low
I like,
for whatever reason.
I love Lofo, um,
Hmm.
Lo-Fi, Lawrence Fishburne.
Yep.
Um, I think he's an incredible performer. He's not a character in this at all. Like he's
Yeah.
unnecessary,
Yeah.
other than the fact that he knows the homeless people, I guess.
It also gets John Wick another armored suit. Just sort of like, okay, he's been
Yep,
he's been doing that for a bit though. Yeah.
43 regular,
Right.
I
Um.
believe.
What were we talking about though?
I don't even know, to be honest. Oh, we need
Oh,
to definitely.
the doing Lawrence Lance Reddick's characters
Yes,
bad.
doing Charon poorly.
Yeah,
I get it. Like it ups the stakes. Like it
right.
genuinely does. Where it's like, oh, you think the rules are applied? Well, those rules no longer apply anymore. Here are the
Especially
consequences to the rules that you broke, but you've already been technically forgiven for those rules. So whatever.
I mean, it was kind of fun to see the Continental being imploded, which I think
Hmm.
was a cool kind of like anticlimactic sort of thing of just like this doesn't even matter. Like you running your little hotel, just like we don't even care. Like the high table
Hmm.
has bigger things to worry about than your stupid little building. It's like, dang, okay.
You know why they did that, by
Hmm.
the way?
Hmm.
Because that building actually got demolished.
Okay. Well, that helps. Now they get to rebuild it for John Wick 5.
They already did, and it's not great.
Hmm.
The new version of it does not look good at all, dude.
Well, what a shock. I'm truly
Uh
surprised.
huh. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah.
I We need to talk about the most horrible joke that I've written in my notes here
Okay. Lay it on me.
because I couldn't help myself. It's during the Osaka attack,
Hmm.
the attack on the Osaka Continental, which, as someone who is currently playing a Wii roguelike it called something to do with the Shinobi, and I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed Shadows, and then
Mm.
this movie rolls around, it's like, what is going on with the synergies in our seasons right now?
Yep.
Um, when they're fighting all of the ninjas, and like I said, it's the greatest hits because all of that they're all bulletproof. So you've got to do the stabby stab, or you've got to do the shots through under the mask kind of
Yeah.
situation. And there's that one guy who just John is having so much trouble with.
Hmm.
And right as he goes to do a karate kick to John, he gets an arrow to the knee and gets pinned to the wall.
Oh, I didn't even realize that. Yep.
I literally wrote that guy used to be an adventurer.
That's
Then he
right.
took an arrow to the knee, and then he took two bullets to the face.
Incredible. I
Yep.
I do have to say there. Let's talk about another me problem here. I
Okay.
really don't like it because I think it's like the cheapest sort of thing. Unless you're making a sort of genre send up or like an exploitation film. The number of like crotch shots and like a dog biting a crotch in this one was way too high. I think it's like the lowest form of like action comedy or like action hits. It's just sort of like, whoa, I bet that hurt. And it's like, ugh, God,
There's a
please.
lot of crotch shots in this.
Yeah. And I just I
A lot, a lot.
there's something about it that I've always been like it's really eye rolly. I'm just like, ugh, okay, yeah, I get it, sure. So Just
Yep.
throw that out as
It's
another issue.
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's kind of whatever. The knife thing with the hand. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.
oof. Ha-cha-cha-cha-cha.
Yep. Nope. I'm good. I don't need any of that in my life. Thank you very much.
No, yeah.
I will say though, like the tracker, 100% got Revolver Ocelot vibes from that guy.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
especially when he has the face off with John at the top of the Osaka Continental, and he just literally two guys come out and he pulls out a six shooter and does the revolver bang
Mm-hmm.
bang, and then
Very
like
cool.
puts it away. It's like, okay, you 100% video games are coming into John Wick universe now. Okay, that's fine.
Well, and
I will say
go on.
though, my favorite part of this movie is the fact that they go back to the Ruska Roma, like
Mm,
the history that we saw in two, maybe two.
I think it was two. Yeah.
But the fact that he goes back to them, and this is again cut the entire sequence with the card player out, and this movie's an hour
I
shorter
love it
essentially.
so much. Like,
He's great. He's
yeah.
genuinely great. Do take a page from the Fast Five, have that entire sequence with the all playing cards, and then just have him walk up to the Ruska Roma and drop a couple of gold teeth on the table.
I wish that they would have cut a lot of the fighting for that one. I think the tension of the card game is really great. Maybe I just want like another Bond movie. Um, so I thought that part was okay, but the fight sequence I thought was pretty okay. But in a movie that's full of like 50 other fight sequences, it's sort of like okay, the him dying was pretty brutal. I wasn't expecting that to be the end, but like the rest of it was sort of like okay. Oh, we're fighting. Oh, they both fell down. Okay. Oh, we're fighting some more.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me guess, Five of a Kind is a banger of a line.
It's it's really good. I mean, that's such a great payoff for that. Where like Mr. Nobody slash the Tracker and John are both like, mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you cheated. Weird. That's how surprising.
So it's almost it's almost as if we don't need this entire sequence at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, the brand, no, again, no. The brand on the arm.
A little too like sticky, and I'm like, oh, oof, okay. Mm-hmm.
Don't use that term when you're describing brands, please, because that's just too real.
That was my thing of just like, oh, you didn't have to show all of it. Okay, oof, boy. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. Then we get to the whole, he challenges the guy to a duel. Like Winston's fine in this. Like I do like the reveal at the end of the movie when he like reaches out to John the Grave. Did you catch this?
I don't think so.
On Winston's wrist, he has a tattoo, and the tattoo he has is the Ruska Roma cross, which
Oh,
means
wow.
that he is from that same family, essentially.
Right.
Especially important when he is delivering John's challenge to the Marquis, and the Marquis is like, why would I care what this lesser seat has to say? You specifically, basically saying, yeah, they're on the high table, but they're not anything of importance. Who cares?
Right.
Like, they're below us. It's class warfare from top to bottom, dude. It's capitalism all the way down.
Right.
But like, I like that reveal. I love I honestly, I just loved like the aesthetic of the Ruska Roma. Like, I've always loved like that kind of aesthetic anyway.
I think that's a really great long shot too of when he goes to deliver the challenge to the Marquis, and it's just that long shot of that hallway, like the giant
Of all the paintings.
yeah, the art museum. And it's just like I love his thing of just like talking about the themes of the painting and just be like, interesting. Like, it's such a weird turn for that character of he's hiding for most of the movie, then he kind of has like a sassy attitude in this scene and is basically like traps the Marquis in the old ways, and it's sort of like, okay, sure.
Yeah, but he also pumps that ego a little bit where he's like, you could be the one who killed John Wick.
That's right.
Oh,
You could kill John Wick yourself. Don't you want to lead the high table?
Which kind of pays off. How high could a man rise with such a thing on his resume is like a great little ego pump for him.
Yep. And I do
But
like
yeah,
the kind of continuation of it. When we talked about it earlier with the rooftop and like flipping over those kind of metal the
hmm
metal cards or whatever to do the terms of the duel. And I was like, God, this is just
yes,
when John Wick when the John Wick movies lean into being cool, they're just the coolest thing. Like who cares why they're doing this? Who cares what the lore is? This is just super cool, man. It just looks cool and it's just two cool dudes doing cool stuff. I love it.
yeah, they got like embossed steel playing cards with
Yeah.
like numbers on them, and it's like high card wins
Oh, it's
essentially, and it's like
so
okay,
cool. This is a cool.
yeah,
It's like the Kojima level of cool. Of like, I don't care what's going on here. It's just cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's good, it's good, it's
Yep.
good. Arc de Triomphe sequence, who cares?
Yep.
Um, should we talk about the best sequence in the movie?
Okay. Which one?
The Hotline Miami sequence, where it literally plays
Yeah.
Hotline Miami style music during the entire
I
sequence as
just
well.
the I can't even imagine like how
Which
many
I don't know
months
if you
of
noticed,
prep work went into this. What's up?
it was Warner.
They did it like one shot,
It,
one take.
there was one scene which I read about. There's one scene,
Oh, okay.
and that's when he goes into the kitchen. But
Mm,
the whole thing is a Warner. The whole thing up to
that's
the kitchen
ridiculous.
explosion is a Warner.
I can't even believe like how many months of training and rehearsals you'd had to have done to do this at
hmm
all. And like it's
But
such
they
a
use Chekhov's Dragon's Breath as well, which I think is a fantastic
right, like
payoff.
I seeing the dragon's breath shells that they were loading, I was like, okay, so John Wick's gonna use that in like half an hour or so because it's too cool
Uh-huh.
not to use that. And just having this shotgun belching fire throughout this entire sequence is like this is just again, it just looks cool. You just made a cool thing. This shotgun shoots
hmm
fire. They're setting everybody
Yep.
on fire. This is great.
And it's an amazing sequence. It looks great. It's really readable. It's really understandable.
That's a
Everything that
good point.
happens in it
Yep.
is incredible. And the fact that like we said, like the dragon's breath being used to just be like, oh yeah, this is getting real serious right now because
Mm-hmm.
everyone he's shooting is on fire as well. Just in
Right.
case you didn't, if you, in case it wasn't real enough. And they do the whole thing too, where like you see them shooting through walls and everything else, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, yeah, okay, this is fantastic. This sequence is insanely good.
Well, and you also kind of get the other side of it of Mr. Nobody kind of moving the other way through the building to try and get John while he's getting weakened over the longest night of fighting in the history of the world. Um,
Uh-huh.
so once they both inevitably meet, kind of in the middle, you get the beginning of like two fight scenes happening at the same time where both of them are fighting
Yes.
other people and they're fighting each other at the same time, which I think is really great. And you get the kind of like loop closing payoff of John saving
Saving the
Mr.
dog.
Nobody's dog instead of
Uh-huh.
taking out Mr. Nobody, and like that kind of endears each them to each other. Like it's
Uh-huh.
it's a probably the least schmaltzy way you could have John Wick saving a dog in these movies, and
Yes.
I think it worked out fairly well.
Oh, 100%. And and I also like the fact that they bring it back and like the powder gray pit bull is at the is in the
Yeah.
end as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Winston's no, the Bowery King's got the dog at that point.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Also, like Mr. Nobody and the dog kind of like eating popcorn on the sidelines for the rest of the movie of just like, look at that thing. Oh man,
Uh-huh.
that was
And
super
not
cool.
drinking a beer.
Yeah,
Like just sitting there
shares
drinking
his
a
beer with
beer
the
during the
dog.
duel. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really oh, it's so good. Um, I do have to say, I forgot about I think probably the funniest shot in this movie. I forgot about it. It was popular on social media when this came out, and I
Okay.
forgot about it until it came up in the movie, and then I forgot about it until we just got to this point because I'm like tracking John Wick's uh, ascent towards the duel. Him getting kicked down the longest flight of stairs and oof, ugh, falling down them is the funniest
Uh-huh.
shot I have seen in the history of cinema. And for them to do it twice is
Yep.
so good. Of just like, you're not going to make this duel. This dude is going to fall down 400 stairs and then I'm going to kick him down 400 more. It's
Uh-huh.
so good, man. Just the funniest shot. I love it.
Yeah, and he gets all the way to the bottom, and then Donnie Yen's like, "Hey, John, how you doing?"
I do love the like back and forth, especially with the two of them, but a lot of other characters do it of like Kane coming up and being like, "John," and him saying, "Kane." It's very
Hey.
much like Shepherd, like that sort of
Yes.
thing. And I like that at that moment, John's just like, "Please, Kane, just shut up. Like, just you
Uh-huh.
have to leave me alone, man. Like, either you're gonna try to get me up the stairs or you're gonna kill me when I'm down, and I don't want to hear either one of them."
Yeah, I do like the fact that like when Kane makes it clear, and Kane's like, "Yeah, look, we need to get you to that duel,"
Mm.
because at the, I don't know if they planned the ending together while they were at the church. I don't think they did.
Mm.
Um, I just think that I think John was ready for the ending. We'll say,
Yeah.
and when we get there, we can talk about it. But I like the fact that as they're going up the stairs together to go to this duel that they don't want to really do because it's against each other,
Yeah.
but like they're fighting their way back up again. And John is calling out, he's like, "Okay, you want 9 or you want 12?" And
Yeah.
then he's like 9, and he's like, "Okay." And then they fight their way through those, and then the next thing is like, "Okay, 6 at the top of the steps," and he's like, "Thanks."
Yep.
It's like, "Oh,
Blam
because
blam
yeah,
blam.
because John Wick can see and he
Yeah.
can't."
It's a really good like, you can see the teamwork coming out there in a way that I
Uh-huh.
think these movies do a really great job of just like, I think a lesser movie would have like sepia tone flashback at that point of them fighting 20 years
Yes.
ago and being like, "Oh, it's the same moves as before." And it's like, "Nope. This just is cool
Uh-huh.
cool shooting dude stuff. Let's do it."
Yep.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the duel happens. John doesn't fire, kills the Marquis.
The
I
line
don't think that, I
the
don't think
line
that's
of,
planned.
"You arrogant prick." He didn't fire.
Yes.
And I was just like, ah, okay, that's great. Ian McShane delivering
Uh-huh.
that incredible, like spitting that line is like, "Yep, that's really great." I really one of the things that I like the most about the high table, especially on the like metal card scene and this scene, is the pomp
The
and
arrogance.
circumstance of it. Is the like the
Yes.
allegory to like the Catholicism and like the rituals of the church getting
Yeah.
extended to this like assassins guild sort of thing of just like, and you get the kind of flip side of it when the harbinger is like, "Cool, it's done. You get your stuff. You get your stuff. He's probably gonna die. Who cares about that? Anyways, you're free." And then like people
Uh-huh.
come in and they just clean up real quick and they like carry it off stage right, and it's just like, "Yep, we're done. Bye."
Dinner for 4, please.
That's that's right. Like, I just there's something about the like ritual nature of it of like putting on the like the almost like priest robes sort of thing and
Oh, yeah,
pontificating.
it's the thing as well, isn't it? It's the old money. Like
Yes.
they all reference it. It's like the old ways, the old this, the old that. And it's like, yeah,
Yep.
it's the stupid people with a bunch too much power and money who don't realize they're being idiots when they're getting caught in a trap kind of thing.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
And like, yeah, it's great. It's a good reveal. I like the fact that he gets shot in the head. Like, yeah, good. He
Oh,
kind of
so
deserves
good.
it at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and Donnie and his daughter get to go free. We didn't talk about Donnie's daughter. That's fine. Kane
Hmm.
has a
The
daughter who plays
violin
the
player.
violin. Um, did they plan this, or do you think John just was like, "Yeah, okay, I'm done. I don't care. If I can get to the marquee, then I can get. Then that's great. But I'm not going to kill my friend just to get to the marquee, kind of thing."
I still don't know because like so much of the ending of this movie feels kind of ambiguous in a way that I
Uh-huh.
I think is really interesting. Um, And so much of this ending is like, was John pulling his punches? Was Kane purposely missing? Were they both trying not to fight each other? Like, were
Well,
they?
Kane also did stab him in the hand, his shooting hand, after they got to
True,
the top of the stairs.
that's true. But like, how much of it was like, neither of us, neither of us wants to fight each other between two people that they're whether you can say they're friends or not is debatable, but they definitely respect each other. We don't want to fight for these rich idiots that are running this organization that we don't want to be a part of anymore. So like, one of us gets to go free and one of us gets to die, and that doesn't seem like a really great that doesn't seem like a really great situation for either one of them. So like, why are we even doing this? My thing is like, how much of the two of them are pulling punches, and like you said, how much of the two of them is just like, I'm injured. John Wick was just fighting for like the last 28 hours overnight. Like, just with, again, stylistically very cool having the like International Assassins radio station, which I thought was pretty interesting, and not super crazy about the like on the nose licensed music for a lot of that stuff, but at least it had a semi interesting in world explanation of like, suddenly it's a jukebox musical. Here we go. Like, at least there was something, but I don't know where I was going with that.
No, it's fine.
Been a long week.
Yeah, it's an interesting end, and I wrote "Please be dead" in my notes.
About John Wick.
Yes.
Yeah, because he's clearly very injured after the duel, and he's kind of like, he's gonna go take a moment to sit down, and I thought it was gonna be like, okay, he's been bulletproof this entire movie, and like car proof this entire movie. He's gonna sit down for a little bit, the sun is gonna fully rise over the skyline of Paris, and then he's gonna be okay in the end. And then like, the next big shot is like, well, that's a bummer, John Wick died. And I was like, sorry. Oh, okay, we went, sure, we did the whole thing.
Yep. And like, loving husband is a very good like payoff to the conversations from earlier, I think.
It's like, it's a good, just like him saving the dog, it's a really good kind of closing the loop for these four movies. Whether we get additional Keanu Reeves led John Wick movies in the future, Lord knows we're probably going to get a million spin-offs as it is anyways. There's already been one announced. But like, it's nice to have them kind of close everything and clean up as much as they could in these movies of you know, we're just going to try and clean up as much as we can. And then for like, watching the like last shot of the movie, I wasn't really expecting, you know, John Wick's hand to bust out of the dirt, just like, he lives. But I was almost sort of expecting it to be like a
guy in a suit in the distance.
Yeah, like off in the distance with an umbrella, and it's him, and he's wandering off, and like, he's the lone warrior. He's truly finally free. And the end, like the next shot is just like, yeah, it's credits. He's dead. And it's like, oh, okay, that's for a franchise that is making a bajillion dollars, just like the first movie in this season. It's really interesting to see. I'm not here to predict whether or not that's gonna stick. That's not my concern. But I think it's such an interesting other side of the coin from the Fast Saga movies that just literally nobody in those movies can stay dead in like an X-Men way. And for them to just kill John Wick at the end of this movie, just be like, no, he's like, he won his freedom, but he's still lost. Like, he's in the ground, dude. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's make the big choice here.
It's the Thanos joke of what did it cost, and he says everything. It's like, yeah, it literally did in this
That's
case.
right. He's free, and now he's dead. Like, sure,
Uh-huh.
he's free in a couple of regards here, but um, and then at the end of the credits, there's a quick sequence between Akira doing like she has like a box cutter or a short sword or something, and she's menacing towards Kane as Kane is enjoying he and his daughter's freedom. Um,
Yes.
there's so little in this movie, and there's so much in this movie at the same time, and
It is a
like
weird contradiction,
it's
we'll
it's
say.
it's the most like 4 out of 5 and 2 out of 5 movie at the same time. Like when it's firing on all cylinders, it's so good, and
Uh-huh.
it's another stylistically cool and like really interesting practical fights, and like some really fun cinematography, especially the Hotline Miami stuff. Like just really cool practical stuff. And then it wildly swings into CG nightmare and overly long scenes, and like just a
Uh-huh.
bunch of stuff that I appreciate that you shot some cool stuff with great actors and you want to leave it in there. And there's probably some stuff you could trim the edges of a little bit, and it would still be a really great movie. So it's this weird kind of dichotomy of like it's John Wick 4. It's really great. Here's some of the coolest stuff. Look at the the Eiffel Towers in the background of this incredibly cool shot. And then here we are, the Arc de Triomphe, and just
Yep.
circling around and around the wrong way and ping ponging off of everything. Like it's really weird.
Uh-huh. It, it feels like the best of John Wick and the worst of John Wick at the same time because
Yeah,
like it's too much fighting sequences, and
yeah.
it just is.
There's no two ways about it. Of just like by the time it's like what we were talking about with the first movie this season with the Fast, where it's like, oh, here's another car sequence. Okay. It's like you never want your movie to get to the point where like, okay, John Wick's gonna fight some more ninjas. Okay, I'm just gonna. What's happening on Blue Sky right now? Like you never
Uh-huh.
want. You just want to be like, hell yeah, oh yeah, oh he's got a new jacket. He's got a new gun. That gun was actually incredibly cool though. But like the
Yeah, the Pit Viper, I believe it was called, which is just like,
very cool. Um,
yeah.
But like by that point, I was like, okay, he's got a new suit, he's got a new gun. Yep, yep, yep. Okay. Like you don't want your kind of like almost call this a character action movie. Like it's a God of War game. Like
It kind
you
of
don't.
is,
It's
though,
not. I
dude.
guess I'm not wrong, but like you don't want your character action movie to be like John Wick's doing something and oh yeah, oh, big stretch. You know, like you don't want it to get to
Uh-huh.
that point. But this movie definitely got to that point a bunch of times. John Wick goes to the desert at some point and just shoots a dude, and I'm like, oh, okay, we're going around the world, huh? This really is a Mission Impossible movie. Dang,
Yep.
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Let's do ratings here real quick. IMDb 7.6 out of 10. At time of recording, it's the 223rd most popular movie on the platform, which is wild.
Hold on. What was that number?
223.
I mean, the rating
Oh,
number.
7.6 out of 10 with 375,000 ratings. So,
Okay. I need to. You said it's 7.6?
yeah. Yep.
John Wick 1 is 7.5. I'm sorry. John
Hold
Wick
on, Internet.
1 is
Hold
a
on.
far superior movie than this.
John Wick 1 is so good. Rotten Tomatoes 94% on the tomato meter, 93% on the popcorn meter, and then Letterboxd is a 3.9 out of 5. I think I'm probably at
It's
that
a,
like 4
it's
out of
a,
5.
yeah, it's a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's really
Like,
good until it isn't, and when it's not as good, it's still not that bad. It's
mhm.
just I
The problem is it's not John Wick 1. a
Yeah.
high far superior movie.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 and 2 I think are incredibly strong. 3 I think stumbled quite a bit. I think 4 has the same kind of stumbles too of, like it's an incredible set of actors in this movie, and the action doesn't feel as snappy as some of the original stuff does, which I don't think is inherently bad, but I think it takes away a little bit, at least in comparison to some of the earlier movies.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, that is our catch-up recap season. We
Part 1.
that's right. We certainly did play the hits over the last 3 episodes, which is somehow an accidental theme that we have stumbled upon, which is just the kismet of this show of just like, well, we went in with one theme and we sort of accidentally unearthed another one. If you want to find out what the theme is for the next season, don't forget you can go become a patron at the $5 tier or higher over at e1m1.cash.
Ones and numbers.
You get the exclusive Critical Misses production meeting. One of my favorite things that we put out is a very kind of like fly on the wall, kind of casual. We're not like putting on a show really. We are doing a production meeting, and I think they always turn out really interestingly. I think season 37's one that we just recorded yesterday turned out to be definitely one of the most interesting ones, for a whole lot of reasons, and I think we came up with a season that I'm pretty happy with, and I think a lot of people are going to be pretty happy with. So check out.
Of course you are. It was the left turn out of nowhere.
That's a production meeting, baby. That's what we got. that's the left turn the show. Please go over there and subscribe. You get that, and you get a whole bunch of other stuff that we put out every week. We put out at least 3 episodes a week over there.
Something like that at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, most of them are exclusive. The rest of them are early access, so you should go over there. $5 a month is a recommended tier. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye.